What's going on, guys? You got your coach of the Chim Chargers here for our GBA finals match versus George, also known as Septal MC, coach of the San Francisco Arcaniners. Going to be a very exciting finals match here. Last game of GBA Season 7. Hope you all are thrilled to see what goes on in this match here. Now, we actually did have to play on Showdown because he had to catch a plane out, so he was a little bit pressed for time. For his convenience, of course, we played it on Showdown, and I know some of you guys probably wanted to see it on Wi-Fi, a nice finals game for Wi-Fi, but I do apologize for that. It is on Showdown, and maybe I'll do like a best of 3 with like Chimp on like Wi-Fi for our GBA teams this season. I wanted to do it last season, but Chimp didn't really feel like doing it then. But maybe we'll do it this time, so we'll see if that can happen. But in any case, George brings a team of Drapion, Superior, Entei, Mew, Garchomp, and a Suicune, while we bring the team from the building video. As you saw a couple hours ago, I uploaded it, so feel free to check that out. Going to be the final builder for this season, and hopefully we can come through. Feel free to check out my thought process of the team. And so okay, basically first thoughts, right? First thoughts of going into this match here. I did not see Togekiss and Registeel in the team preview. I was pretty excited about that, I guess, since those two Pokemon could have been a little bit annoying. But then I was thinking to myself, like, what if I just brought like D-Dance Dragonite with like Dragonium Z or something? That would have just destroyed him. But I mean, like, it was hard to prepare for, or it was hard to expect what he'd like 100% bring other than like Suicune. I feel like he'd just bring Suicune, of course, and I don't know, and maybe even Garchomp too, and maybe Mew. I thought for sure he'd bring like either Togekiss or Registeel or one or the other, because his team does not pack any dragon immunities or resists. And if I brought like Dragonite Kingdra or some kind of like Kingdra which was like faster, that would have just wrecked his team. But I mean, I brought a team that was like just solid versus the 6 of his Pokemon that he, or just any sort of combination of 6 Pokemon he brought. While I feel like his team is more sort of hit or miss in a sense, and it's probably versus my team, it's more hit than miss. But we'll see if we can come through here. His potential Stealth Rockers are going to be his Garchomp and his Mew. I feel like it's going to be Garchomp because looking at his team, Mew is, I guess, it's his only Defogger that he can bring in. He has an Entei, so I can definitely expect that to come for sure, like a Defog Mew or something. He brought a Drapion, so I guess I was kind of thinking that in the back of my mind. I don't think I explained it in the team builder, but the reason that I didn't bring Alakazam or Cresselia was because of the fact that he had a Drapion, which I felt he'd bring with like Pursuit Trap or something, or like Knockoff. So we gotta watch out for that as well. And yeah, I feel like his potential leads are gonna be either the Garchomp or the Mew. Mew maybe could have some momentum with like Volt Switch or something, and of course Garchomp is Stealth Rocks. He might even try to lead off with like I don't know, maybe Drapion like a lead, or to try to Pursuit Trap something or knock off something early on, or even Suicune. Like Suicune could potentially be a lead depending on his set. So I felt that my best lead was going to be Pelipper, just to get up the rain early on. To I mean, the rain just it helps my Swift Swimmer. It weakens Entei Sacred Fire. It has U-turn from momentum, and unless he has some sort of electric coverage on something, it's just a solid lead overall that can put in a good amount of work here. So that's pretty much my game. Oh, so my game plan going to this match is to try to weaken Suicune as early as possible, because if I do, then Kabutops puts in a lot of work. So I have to weaken like 2 major things, right? Suicune and of course Dense Superior a little bit. If I Dense Superior, then Kabutops puts in a lot of work here. So let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can win this game and come through for the finals. Let's just begin the match here. So as you can see, I lead off here with my Pelipper, as he decides here to lead off with his Garchomp. Now, immediately turn 1 right off the bat, I figured that weakening Garchomp is going to be an excellent play, so I decided to go here for the Scald, because if he's like an SD Garchomp, I'd want that thing to be weakened so that Kabutops can revenge kill it if it gets out of hand. So I go for the Scald here, which I felt was my best play. No burn or anything whatsoever, and I do see a Leftovers, which leads me to believe that he is a more defensive Coon with like Calm Mind or something. He goes for the Toxic here, it does miss. Pretty fortunate, so we can go here for the U-turn, and we can actually just go right now into our Kingdra. The Kingdra set that I'm running is a sub-focus energy. It is a Swift Swim gimmick, which is not, it's not actually a Swift Swimmer, so it's like a rain gimmick, because we have Kingdra here, but no, it doesn't have Swift Swim or anything. He goes for the Protect to kind of scout out what I have in case I'm like Choice Specs Kingdra, but I can go right for the sub here, which makes Kingdra untouchable from Suicune unless he has Roar. Which I don't think he does, because I see Toxic Protect and probably Scald as well he has on that, so I don't think he'd have Roar. He goes here into Drapion as I go for the Focus Energy. This is actually solid prep on his part, which something I kind of overlooked was that Drapion has Battle Armor, and my crit draw is not going to be getting any crits on this thing. I thought for a second that I like forgot Scope Lens or something, and I was just like gonna be upset or something, but I just remember like, okay, wait a second, that thing has battle armor, so I can't crit through that thing, so it's pretty solid prep on his part. I just stay in and go for surf repeatedly just to knock this thing out because I feel like he might pursue it at any time, so I figured my best play was just to stay in and knock this thing out and just get rid of this Pokemon, which could kind of be a nuisance maybe for another member of my team, maybe knock off something else and it could be annoying. So my Kingdra is at 28%, which means that it can still potentially get off a sub on Suicune, provided I don't take Stealth Rocks or any other sort of damage on it. So I go here into my Landorus, expecting him maybe to want to go for E-Speed, which he actually does right here. So pretty good prediction on my part just to switch out of there, and or I guess a pretty good read there. And of course Entei is intimidated. You want to switch out here, expecting him to switch out into something else, like, you know, he goes into Garchomp here. I decide here to go for my Stealth Rocks because Rocks are going to be able to chip at his team. It's going to turn 3-hit KOs into 2-hit KOs for my other Pokemon. And I just go right for the Earthquake, and I do see him to be slower. It actually is going to be a 2-hit KO in this Garchomp, so I'm not sure how much defense he actually has on it. But I know for a fact he's slower because of course we went first. So I'm just going to keep clicking Earthquake because his team is going to be getting pressured by Rocks plus Earthquake. So he's forced out of Garchomp because he does not want to get, of course, knocked out. Goes to Suicune here, takes a nice 30%, and of course getting a little bit back from leftovers here. Not wanting to sack my Landorus, I am going to switch out here into my Magnezone. I mean, we did trade Rocks, so I probably would want to keep up my Rocks on his side. I don't think Rocks are too detrimental to my team. I don't think Rocks really do much to my team at all with the way that I have built it. So I do go to Magnezone here, which is Assault Vest. We take like an 18.9%, 19%, so it's not too much. We do get burned though, and I do expect him to want to go for the Protect to try to, I guess to try to either scout, or like to scout me, as well as just get some chip burn damage on me. So I expect him to go for Protect here, go into Virizion on that Protect, and now I do threaten him with a Leaf Blade. And because of the fact that Protect failed, he has no reason not to go for another Protect, so I just go for the Leaf Blade here. But I don't think he'd want to go for it since, you know, I could be a setup Virizion. He would not want that at all. So he actually switches into Mew while I go for the Leaf Blade. Choice Banded Leaf Blade. I get a crit here, which I guess it kind of seems unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter too much because Mew would have been 2-hit KO'd anyways, right? Mew would have been 2-hit KO'd regardless with the Rocks plus Choice Banded Leaf Blade. He would not have wanted to switch out and preserve it because, you know, Entei takes 25 from Rocks plus a Banded Leaf Blade. He would not have wanted that. So now he gets a switch into Entei without having to take any additional damage. And of course, I mean, Mew was pretty low. It would have been pretty low, so that crit really did not matter too much at all. Now here, he is actually going to go for the Sacred Fire. I decide to sack off my Kingdra because I don't really need it anymore at this point. There's Rocks on my side of the field, and I don't really want to get rid of them. I don't think I have time to get rid of them, so I just decided to sack off Kingdra, which I don't think I need anymore. Then go right into my Pelipper, and I immediately decide that I'm going to switch out because I fear that he's not Choice Banded on his Entei, and I'm a more like specially bulky set on Pelipper, so I hard switch out into Landorus to see if he wants to switch up moves here. I felt like that was a really good play on my part. He actually goes into Suicune here, which is perfectly fine. Takes Rocks damage and Leftovers damage. I figured that weakening Suicune is going to be really useful, so I just go for the Earthquake here. He does not protect or anything to get back any more health, and he just goes right for the Skull to knock me out here, which is perfectly fine. I mean, the Suicune is really low right now. Garchomp is pretty low. Look, his team is looking like Virizion can close combat and just knock out stuff. I go to Virizion here. I know for a fact that he's probably going to want to Protect and try to get some more Leftovers back, which he does, which is exactly why I decided to lock myself into Leaf Blade. Reason is because I think after the Protect, I think close combat does not really knock it out, so I don't want to be pressure stalled out of close combat because the Suicune does have pressure with Protect and stuff, and I don't want to be stalled out of close combat since I only have limited amounts of times that I can use it. So as you can see here, I decide that I'm going to go for the Leaf Blade once again, as he actually switches out here into his Garchomp, which is pretty solid because, as you'll soon see by the set that he brings, I go for the Leaf Blade and I take Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet. I definitely want to keep Virizion healthy. It's still at a decent amount of health where it's still able to deal with Superior. I'm anticipating his Superior to be HP ground for like Alolan Muck, Magnezone, and Empoleon. So because he also has Entei for Sacred Fire, so I don't think he'd be HP Fire. So I feel like our Virizion can still check his Superior really well. So I'm going to switch out here to Magnezone because I feel like I don't need it. The Rain's going to be able to weaken that Flame Charge a bit. And it's a very interesting set. He's rocking a Flame Charge set, which if we did not have Kabutops, could have been annoying. So he's actually going to go here for the Sacred Fire, as what I can do right now is I can go into my Kabutops here. I can't set up a Swords Dance or anything on this thing because my Rain turns are going to wear out. after the next turn. So I'm just gonna go right for the waterfall here. I do want one more turn of rain left. If I went for swords dance and then waterfall, I have no more turns of rain, so I had to go right for the waterfall here. And now he goes into superior. My best play is to actually just stay in and go right for the waterfall once again, just to see if I mean, we have a decent chance to flinch, I guess, and not really much of the flinch is more it's more about like getting off the damage on this thing, because it puts him in, easily puts him in range of a Pelipper Hurricane. But I can go here into Virizion because according to the calc, I'm able to live any sort of non-super effective move from superior, and I see him switch out here, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, great, he does not have any sort of hidden power, fire, ice, or anything. It's probably going to be HP ground, so I can just go ahead here, hit him up with the close combat, knock him out. And of course, superior being at +2 would have done more damage to my Virizion than a -1 Virizion without him having any sort of boost or anything like that. So it's looking really nice for me right now. So he actually has Aerial Ace, and he whips out the Aerial Ace here, gets a crit with Aerial Ace. Crit really didn't matter because I was at -1, but very good tech on his part. But because he's unboosted, we got the Pelipper on deck here to be able to take a Leaf Storm. Ooh, it is time. We take this Leaf, no, we don't take this Leaf Storm because we get crit. Unfortunate. We got crit. Okay, I'll put up the EV spread, right? He told me that he was 132 special attack on that superior. And we had enough SPDF where that Leaf Storm would have done literally like 37 to like 40 something. We were at like above 50, right? Or we were at about 50 something, and we would have been able to live that 100%. Of course, we did get crit, which is really unfortunate now. There was a Toxic Miss, right? But if you go back and you look at the turns, the times that I brought in Pelipper would have, like, I literally either U-turned out or I hard switched out, which means that I would not have taken any toxic damage. So even if I was poisoned by that toxic, I still would have been at the exact same amount of health, and we would have been able to live and knock out superior with the Hurricane. But unfortunately, we ended up getting crit there. So we were so close. We were so close. Like, I'm not mad or anything. I'm not mad at all. I was just a bit sad because I really wanted to win this for you all, but I'm sorry that I couldn't. And I mean, I don't know what else to say there. Like, we actually had the game. We played it really well. I'm pretty proud of the way we played. Like, I don't think we messed up anywhere. We did really well, and we actually would have had the game if it weren't for that crit. But of course, you know, this is the game of Pokemon where we all get crit all the time. So unfortunately, yeah, that's pretty much that. If there's one word to describe this game, it is unfortunate. It is absolutely unfortunate. But I mean, he brought some cool stuff. Like, definitely he brought like the Aerial Ace on superior. That was pretty cool. Yeah, he played it well. He definitely played it well. He choked there. Like, he actually would have won if he clicked Aerial Ace on Virizion instead of switching out. Like, he actually choked and gave me the game, but unfortunately we got crit there, so it kind of made up for that. But definitely a solid game for sure. Hope you all enjoyed this match. I do apologize for not being able to come through and win the cup for us win the GBA tournament, but I mean, I've been having a lot of fun bringing like fun stuff and bringing a lot of sets and stuff. Like, the beauty of the GBA or in any draft league in general is I get to like try out all these new Pokemon, bring sets that nobody would expect, or bring like, just I guess sort of use the fullest potential of each Pokemon. That's really what I enjoy about this kind of stuff. But yeah, I feel like we did really well this time around, and we did better than last season at least. So we made it to the finals, and we actually would have won the entire thing if we were not crit. I'm sad. I'm a little sad about that, but it happens. It happens sometimes. But yeah, it was just a fun season overall. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did as well. Definitely all the support from you guys means a lot to me. It definitely means a lot to me for sure. And yeah, there's some shout outs. Shout out to, of course, my front office, Void and Goldazu. Definitely thank you guys so much for helping me test and all that kind of stuff. I'll leave their links in the description. Shout outs to all the people that supported me in the GBA, all the Chim Chargers fans, of course, in the GBA Discord. We're building. We may have lost the battle, but we won the war. All right, we won the war. We're all here. You know, we're out here. But yeah, I feel like this game was just I don't know. It was solid, I guess, but like that last turn kind of sucks. But unfortunately, that's what happens in the game sometimes, and we just gotta move on from that. So hope you all are excited for more content coming your way. We'll get up some more lives. I'll probably reboot Pimp My Squad because that's a fun series that people have been asking me about. to do. I mean, it's been I've been like holding off of that for a bit because I've just been really busy. It takes a lot of time to like edit squads and stuff and make them good, but I'll bring that back as well. We still have MBL, which we're doing really good in. We're undefeated so far, so hopefully we can come through for that some more. And yeah, so thank you all for watching the GBA. Hope you all are excited for next season, where we're gonna draft some newer Pokemon. I'm excited to, like, always the drafting part's the most fun because I like to pick a lot of cool Pokemon, and I'll try to make sure that we get the same D+ draft as last time. We got a D+ draft all the way to finals, you know? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, they call us the D+ squad here, so GG is Emvee. Either way, man, we still did really well, and I'm proud of how we did this season, and I think we did really well. I went back and I looked through a lot of my games, and I don't think I really messed up at all this season. I feel like we did really well. The times we lost to matchup, or we lost to yeah, something like this. It's not like I could like that, but anyways, good game, and I will see you guys on the next one. And congrats to George for the back-to-back championships. Peace.